Hello everyone, this is Janet. I am wanting to come to do a tutorial for you. I've been wanting to think, and I've been thinking I should say, about how to make specimen slides. It's those little slide that has the windows in it, but I didn't want to go out and buy anything, and I wanted to use either some dies or I didn't want a really fussy cut, so I used what I have, and this is the tutorial that I want to show you. I believe using what we have, especially in this pandemic, is the absolute must. So first of all, I am not affiliated with any of these companies at all. I just really love their products. First company I want to put a plug into is the Elizabeth Craft Designs. Now Elizabeth does make dies, and it's the thin metal dies, and I am going to be using parts of her, let's see if I get it in focus, it's her planner essential dies, and it is the camera insert kit extras and the camera insert kit. And the numbers are 1764 and 1763. I get mine at the Artsy Haven in Columbus, Nebraska. I will put their link below too, and also I will put Elizabeth Craft Designs link below also. I have this when I got it, it's two separate die kits, and I just put it right on a magnetic, and it has, so I can just put it right in here and keep it all nice and safe, and then I put the little information right there. So I took parts of that, and the three parts that I'm going to be using are as this little piece right here, this little piece that goes into here, and this little piece. Those are the only three pieces that I'm going to be using. I've already pre-cut everything, pre-inked everything, but this is going to be just a really quick tutorial for you. And so my finished product is this. And I took some flowers from my mother's flower garden, and these are the really small patience. I'm not a florist. And I just took some extra scrap paper. A lot of us have 6x6 packs. If you have, use that, or just use scraps. And then this is a 3x3 cutout. And I just took two pieces of paper because I knew this was going to be a flip where I was going to be putting it in my journal. And I know I had this little extra hanging out. I'll come back and trim that. I've already pre-inked. Now this piece of plastic here is just a packaging, basically. It's just really packaging. I try to not be such a hoarder and keep every piece of packaging, but sometimes this little plastic, and this is a 2-ply, I put two pieces of it in here, and I put the pressed flowers in there and glued everything together. And this is called specimen slides, basically. So you can make them any size you want, but I had the die, so I thought that would be perfect. So you can see I use this to cut out because my circle punch that I have here does not get into the center, and I wanted something to cut the center out. So as you can see, here is another one, and I chose the little flowers, and I just pressed them in books. I mean, I think we've all kind of, we've all kind of pressed flowers when we were little kids, at least majority of us. And then here's another one. And then I flipped it over, and you can still see a lot of the flower even in the back. I just took some cardstock or some basically leftover scrapbooking paper, glued it together. So I wanted to show you the finished product there. Here's another, and I'm using these two pieces, okay? Y'all with me here? So what I did, I cut out 2 pieces of paper, and I wanted the holes to be exactly alike, and of course they would be anyway. So I just put the 2 pieces of paper on top, ran it through my Big Shot, and it cut this out. And then I ran this piece of paper through again to cut just the front, because I just wanted a front on this one, and then the back one I just left the way it was. I did the same thing. However, on this one, I used the back. I used a really brittle piece of book page, and I put that onto a file folder, and I just glued it on first, and then I cut it out. But I want you to notice that because this has that little edge right there, and you can see it has that little edge right there, it gives this a beautiful, nice little edge here. However, because the book page is on a file folder, it gives it a little bit more sturdiness, and so you can really see when I ink. I'm an inker, I ink pretty much everything. You can see all of the edge, and I like to see that. However, the other one that I just cut out, just of the piece of paper, you don't see that edge. Here it is. You can see, you don't see that edge. It's not as prominent. So that's a little FYI for you. However, this is also just a piece of book page, and it's from a magazine. I loved the colors on it, and I wanted to incorporate that because I will be doing a bird bird journal. And so basically that's what my whole goal is. Now you also notice, and you can see the shininess of this plastic, of the packaging, how I cut the plastic out. And this is kind of a little tricky because plastic is very slick, and it's going to move in your Big Shot or whatever die cutting system you have. It's going to move. So what I did is that I just kind of guessed by golly, and I cut it out first just into a little big strip here. Then I set the die on top of the plastic. But first, before I did that, I used this great little tape called washi tape, and I put the washi tape down, just taped the washi tape onto the plastic, put my die on top of that, and ran it through. So the holes of the plastic would correlate with the holes of this, and I mean, you get the picture. It's not rocket science. My gosh, if I can figure this out, then everybody should be able to figure out. However, I wanted to slide something in between the 2 pieces of plastic. So here's my trick of that, is that, if I can get it, and I used old packaging. And you know, on a lot of the old packaging, see if you don't get so much glare, you have this beautiful crease here, and you have this beautiful crease here. I put this right up to there because I wanted to have those 2 creases. That would, 1, keep the plastic from not moving while it was in the die cutting machine, and 2, I knew as I would glue this piece of plastic onto here, it would stay. Double duty, 2 for 1. So basically, oh, that's right. Basically, what I did is that I put the crease right here so I can slip my beautiful either flowers, pressed flowers, or I can use whatever pictures. If you have little bits of pictures, you can put the pictures there, and then that could be something, a nice little tag. Or on you scrapbookers, you can put this right in there and it have a nice little picture, or since this is vertical and I meant to do it vertical, this will also go into my journals, and it will be kind of a tuck spot, but yet it will have a nice little, I'm not sure what I'm going to put there right there. Maybe a bird, because it is all about, actually I'm doing a hummingbird book. I'll probably put a little, I'll fussy cut a hummingbird out and put that, because this book page behind there, it's all about hummingbirds. So that's probably what I will do that. Here's another thing, is that I definitely, and of course this is horizontal, and you can kind of see, you know, that little, I made it extra because I wanted to cut that out. And sometimes the plastic it's not easy to cut out. And so it didn't really cut out all the way. So I figured, screw it, I will go ahead and use that piece of plastic, because this has the plastic holes right there. And here is another, I'm going to set this down. Here's another reason, because then I can flip that up and there's another piece of plastic in here. It's that fold, and I can just set it right in there, put it in, glue here, set that, put glue there, and set it on there, and then I can cut, when the glue is dry, I can go around on the outside and cut off the plastic. I mean, the plastic is not that big of a deal. You just have to kind of figure out, and, you know, like I said, if I can figure it out, anybody can. It's not rocket science, you know. However, okay, so here's the other thing. If you do not have packaging, plastic packaging, some of us, we just like to toss things. Great, that's fine. You can also use tracing paper or vellum as your back. If you're not going to have it as these little specimen slides to flip over, you can just have like a one-sided, you know. You can just put a picture there, or you can put whatever. I've got to get that, so you can use that. Vellum or tissue paper, tissue wrap. Tim Holtz has beautiful tissue wrap. You can just pull one of his little pieces out and put that right there too. Again, this is a 3x3, and I just cut, you know, about two pieces, because these dies are pretty thin, so it's not meant to cut huge and thick cardstock. So this was just extra 6x6s. So I want to show you an idea that I had. So of course, there again, this is going to be a single. I'm going to just put that down onto maybe a tuck spot and make that onto a page. And then I don't have to put a piece of plastic, but yet that vellum is on the back. No one's going to see the back, because that's going to be right against the page. And if I want to stamp around, if I want to do some journaling, or put some, if you don't like this, you can put a picture there. I mean, there's just all kinds of unique ways to do it. Here is another, of course, Tim Holtz little people, his little people. They come in all kinds of different sizes. I just thought this was so cute. So cute. Look at that. That's adorable. And use an old postage stamp, or, you know, if you don't like that, then put a little picture on. I mean, we all have tons of pictures. You don't always have to do 4x6s. You can, you know, size them down. So that's how I wanted to bring that to you and show you. Another thing, another plug that I'm going to be doing is, I absolutely, oh, where's my other little one? I absolutely love this wonderful brush. It's from Pink and Main. I am not affiliated. They do not pay me, yada, yada, yada. I just really love this brush. When you purchase this from Pink and Main, you get this whole thing. And I'm not sure if you get a like a nylon rag that goes with it, and you can brush if you happen to change colors when you edge, because this works the same way as a Tim Holtz square or round dabber type of a thing. You know what I mean. Because as I'm getting older, my hands, and because of all the 25 years of massage therapy, I have to have certain things to fit my hands easier because my thumb joints are really hurting. But so, and this really fits my hand very well. And it picks up ink quite well, and I don't have to work about holding and moving. So I'm going to demonstrate to you. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to demonstrate a little bit, and I want to show you how wonderful, if you don't have a lot of strength, and as I get older I see that in my hands, but it still gives a very beautiful coverage, because 3 of these sides already has ink on, and this last side doesn't. And I did not ink on the inside, but I want to show you how to do it. I know you think that, well, that's just pretty simple. So basically when you get this, it comes in the same color. I've been using this quite a bit, and I'm not a cleaner. Outside of my stencils, I usually don't clean my stuff. Yeah, that's just the way I just don't want to take the time. So I just roll it around like this. And this is archival ink because I like to use permanent ink as I'm using this. So it's on here, and I'm just going to go very, very lightly. And I'm telling you, this is really lightly. And I'm just going to hold it, and I'm coming off of the item onto the item. And then I'm going in the middle and going out. Maybe you can't quite see that, but I sure can. There is a nice little edge of brown. It's just a nice trim. Now, if I want to get really grungy and dirty, I can really get that in there, and it's just like anything else. The thing that I like about this, as I am getting more experienced into my scrapbooking, bookmaking, journal making, painting, that type of a stuff, I go through different moods that I like to have heavy ink. So I can reload this up. I don't really have to, because there's still a lot of ink on there, and I can really, really make it grungy. And as you can see, that makes a big difference. See the difference between this side and that side? And I can keep working at it, keep working until I get the right look. The same thing, that's a little, so I'm just going to do this really quick and kind of show you, because it doesn't take a lot, and I'm just working with the ink that I have on this. Now, some of you who already have this beautiful brush, and I'm not really sure what they call it, but of course, there again, I get my supplies from Auntie Haven in Columbus, Nebraska. I am such a firm believer to support these mom and pop stores. We've got to keep these on open. Besides, they are my scrapbooking friends and from years and years. So see how that just is so, I didn't even ink this up. This was just using leftover ink that was on there. Now, if you do happen to change inks, if you happen to go from a brown to a black, you are supposed to take the cloth that either you purchase or comes with it, I can't quite remember which one, and then just brush that out. But you know what, I don't have time to do that. Like I said, I just go from my brown to my black, and then I go back, and I usually just do brown, blacks, blues, the darks, because if I'm going to be printing or stamping anything else, then I'll probably have something else to use with. So that is really it. I really wanted to show you how to make these specimen cards, how you can use the things that you have, and this Planner Essentials dies. This is actually, and you can see it, it's actually a camera. And so that's why I use different parts of all of this for different ways. So I'm challenging you, all of you who are my viewers, and thank you, by the way, all of my viewers. I think you guys are the best. And I'm challenging you, come and show or write a comment on this video what you have repurposed something, or what you have used something differently than what it usually is made for. That is definitely the thing that is keeping all of us together, so we can share, we can support each other. And I am excited to use these in my books, in my scrapbooking pages, and I hope you all are too. I hope you learned something. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Comment down below and I'll put all the links of everything. And like my Instagram and Facebook, and of course the YouTube. So have a great day. Love you guys and take care. Be healthy. Stay safe. Bye.